Gates. This was a deck that during GRN standard, the greatest standard of my lifetime, was a tier 2.5 deck that was moderately competitive. Not seen anybody else playing it or played with it ourselves in recent memory. So we're going to see how it feels today. The payoffs for being a Gates deck are a couple. We have Guild Summit here, a powerful source of card advantage. When it enters the battlefield, you can tap any number of gates you control to draw cards. And then when gates enter the battlefield under your control, you just get to straight up draw. We have Gatebreaker Ram, which gets bigger for each gate that we have. We have Gate Colossus, which gets to come back on top of our deck as a recursive threat. And then we've got 4 copies of Plaza of Harmony, which gains us 3 life as one of our lands, and then makes mana of any color that a gate we control. So the Brews have had a little bit of a rough time in recent memory and standard. Let's see how this one does. Expectations are low going in, primed to not be too disappointed. When do we get to see the 4-color Mardium deck that you made? Probably the next standard segment. It'll be 3rd in the queue after today. So that'll likely be Monday. We're gonna rotate historic and standard each stream. Thanks for the 2 months, Evervate. The continual public castigation of the Trumpansies. That's a description. That's a descriptor. That's a unique one. Can't say I dislike it. This is a very good start for the opponent. Yeah, a big part of why this deck that we're playing fell out of favor was in large part due to the fact that Narset and Teferi really gave it a hard time. Wondering if the Rock is still decent play. I have no idea, Tuber. I'd assume that deck is not really competitive in a world of Urza decks. I think we're just dead here, right? I just don't have any cards that impact the board that can interact with the 7/6. It's gonna get solidly run down. Okay. Okay. That puts us to 9. And then I can Hydroid Krasis up to 10. And then if we draw an untapped land here, we can cast Time Wipe and maybe have a shot. Baby Krasis, do. It's a 2/2/2/2/2/2/2. Want to draw Plaza of Harmony next turn to turn. They're gonna play Questing Beast and kill us here, right? That's the line. Dead to Questerson. Gateway Plaza is all colors. So we need to draw a Plaza of Harmony or one of our basics. Yeah, we need to draw an untapped land in our Gates deck. No big deal. No big chat. Plaza of Harmony, please. "26 lands later, chat. My autobiography. Why? I had to know, okay? I had to know. I had to know exactly how unlucky I was, okay? Sometimes you just need to know how unlucky you are. Need one more cut here. Try my Bonecrusher. All right, let's do it. You never look in the cookie jar. Oh, man. What chapter in 26 lands later is never luck? Always luck. You wanna always look so you can slowly train yourself to not have it impact your future decisions. Looking is only bad if you change your future decisions based on having looked. Did I post a picture of this deck list? I might not have. I totally didn't. Never lucky than dead. We're 14.5% to an untapped land there. I believe you. This hand's great. Turn 1 tapped land, turn 2 double tapped land, turn 3 gain 3 life. Play Gatebreaker Ram. Or a Clarion, potentially. I think I'd rather do this than Forest Growth Spiral. Because if I Forest Growth Spiral, I have to play Plaza, and it doesn't gain me life at that point. God, just the same start 2 games in a row. Citrus jokes are difficult to tell properly. You have to walk a really fine line. But goodbye, friends. So, like, that feels good because it's a 3-for-1, but then you remember that 2 of those cards drew them cards, so we didn't really generate card advantage there. My goat is smaller than the zombie dinosaur currently, chat. And hopefully work on correcting that. Two goats together can beat the zombie dinosaur. They don't get ridden down. Vomit. The dino eats the goat. Well, I mean, at least their hand's empty, huh? Maybe they won't have Murderous Rider as one of their last 2 cards. Maybe their hand's just going away. Okay, and they're going to draw a land for the turn. And I'm going to trade a 4-4 for their 7-6. And then I'm going to draw a gate, and I'll trade my 5-5 plus a stomp for their 8-7, and we'll have a real shot. Look at my excellent Deafening Clarion. I guess I just have to do this, huh? And plan to double here. The problem is that, like, how do I ever beat this Great Henge? And this is, again, one of those things we're talking about, like, well, this deck was once good, but it's not anymore. A lot of these other decks gained new tools, and it doesn't feel like our deck meaningfully got better in a lot of these places. Don't Murderous Rider me. Yeah, we need them to basically have all bricks for the rest of the game. This is dealing 4 with this gate draw. They didn't play a land pre-combat, so maybe they don't have it. They probably should have played their creature. Oh, they do. They just didn't. Okay, sure. Not Time Wipe Very Dead. Not Time Wipe Very Dead. Yikes. Oh, I forgot to post a picture. Let me take a picture real quick. Ain't no glimpse of nature with standard legal. Yeah, feels like that a lot of the time. I mean, we never had a window to, like, play a guild summit either, right? Like, the opponent was, like, super aggressive right from the start. If you played Jeskai Control, you'd have more fun. All right, Justin, link me your deck. Put it on Goldfish and send me a link. So if I play this, I don't get life from it, but I can cast Growth Spiral this turn now. Esper, okay. Let's see how this goes. If they don't see a Narset, it might be okay for us. Ah, yes, 26 lands later, the Jeff Hoagland story. Feels Magic Man.
You'll thank me later. I've got time.
So I can still stomp to finish Teferi next turn. So I'm going to go ahead and just Guild Summit this turn to Cantrip to hopefully work my way into more lands. Because ideally I just want to hit all my land drops here. My dogs are not happy. It's like, get out of here, Teferi. There's 10 red sources and 2 blast zones in your Niv Mizzet Perun deck. You have Golden Egg, I guess. Fruit Milko, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. This deck is casting a wide net. That's a good descriptor. All right, so I'm going to do Bonecrusher and Gatebreaker Ram here, as opposed to playing both Rams and getting swept. Wow, way to drown my goat in the lock. My poor little goat ever do to you? Please resolve, please resolve, please resolve. Oh, man. All right, I think I just jam enough stuff to make them sweep at this point. Then we can deploy Kenrith post sweeper. Bring back Phyrexian mana cost. No. Phyrexian mana is quite possibly one of the worst things they've ever done in terms of design. What's going on, not a committee? Yeah, my plan is to do 8 to 9 hours or so at a minimum every day this week. The Murderous Rider here actually bodes well for us because Murderous Rider implies they don't have a sweeper. Because if they had a sweeper, they'd just be untapping and killing everything.
I'm known for my excellent timing. I've got it.
The old play my castle as my 8th land, have it come into play tapped. Lol. What's the dog's name? This is Huey, Dewey, and Louie. For people who are new to the stream. Hey, nice reasonable. Yeah, Arena runs really, really well under Wine. Most Unity applications do. Lutris is a great tool. In general. You know, if the opponent's deck doesn't have Narset, this matchup's probably pretty good for us when they don't have Narset out. If I had to venture a guess. Yep, 2 converted mana cost 8/8. In fact, Gate Colossus with Kenrith's kind of sweet. Because next turn this will be a 1 cost once we play this. So we can, like, play this as a 1 mana spell, play this Haste Smash. Gadwick. Okay, that's pretty good. Lets them cast blue spells to tap my creatures, so a little bit less threatening. Wonder if they're playing Time Wipe instead of Kaya's Wrath. That'd be kind of heads up. Yeah, this matchup seems okay so far. We got solidly run over by one of the other decks earlier. The green-black deck, but... Don't time wipe me, bro. That's the thing I explicitly asked you not to do, opponent. Oh no! Oh no! We found an Esper player who's still playing Mortified, chat! What year is it? I'm all alone, there's no one here beside me. What happened with the hero deck? It was real bad, Jumos. He got slaughtered by aggro, got slaughtered by flash. Yeah, seems reasonable. Trail of Crumbs is definitely a high priority kill target for Esper at this point. You just need a Hydroid Krasis to get back in this game. Or if we can manage to resolve a Guild Summit. But it's already played 3 Absorbs and a Drone. Wow, they're gonna exile our Gate Colossus. Rude.
I'm gonna make you suffer. I'll be back. Just you wait.
JK, I didn't want to scry anyways. I knew Krasis was on top. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This is 14. Cast this for X is 12. Whee! Yeah, I wonder if they're not playing Narset. Very possible.
I'm gonna make myself scarce.
One little control deck, there's one little trick that control decks hate. The MPL doesn't want you to know about it.
I am the master here.
Speaking of the MPL, I have 2 questions. Does anybody know what the Rivals and the MPL actually do next year? Does Wizards know what the Rivals and the MPL are doing next year? Feel like those are relevant questions. No and no. Sounds right. Okay, so what am I even drawing to? Like, what cards am I actually looking for at this point? I think it's just like more goats. Okay, Gate Colossus is not bad. I haven't played a land yet. Yeah, Kenrith could potentially be good. They have another time wipe here. I'm in a lot of trouble, and they've only played 1 of those so far. Okay, that implies that we're not about to get time wipe, so that's exciting. Uh-oh. Oh, everything went much worse than expected. Like, we're gonna get to a point where there's only 14 cards in my deck. I can't even cast a big Hydroid Krasis at this point.
You won. I won't forget this.
There's only 14 cards in our deck. Like, I'm not sure that we actually have sufficient win conditions left to still win the game. Bonecrusher is ready to go. I agree.
You'll pay for that.
We need emergency power, something like that. Meh. I suppose if we can find Kenrith, we can, like, Kenrith bring back 2 goats and then, like, haste attack. But Kaya's also, like, eating our goats, which is not a good scene for us. There's a few goats in there still.
Let's slow this down. I'll protect you.
Just waiting on King Kenny still. I think I'm scrying at upkeep. I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 mana. So if I use 5, I have 14 left. They figured it out and didn't take our Krasis, chat. Weird. Cards in our deck is 10. I believe there's still a Kenrith in there. Yeah, we have 2 Kenrith. Opponent correctly identified Krasis kills us, not them. Ain't that the truth? Maybe they don't have a Drown or an Absorb. And we're gonna find Kenrith and kill them. Do I just take Time Wipe here? I think I just take Time Wipe here. What isn't it? Their hand must just be a bunch of counterspells, huh? So I get to stomp to finish Teferi, redeploy the Bonecrusher Giant. I think I'm just playing a 2/2 Krasis. I think. Put a stop on my upkeep pass. Maybe they have 7 lands. Maybe they have a Chemister's Insight here. We'll see if they have another counter spell, or honestly, even a removal spell, we're probably dead. So I have to hope their hand is like Planeswalkers and Sweepers. Okay, sure. Yeah, it's a real card. Yeah! Yeah, cry me a river. Those are magic cards we can beat. Look at those incredibly beatable magic cards. Oh, they're getting rid of my last goat here, right?
Well done. Look to see me.
Wait, they left the goat? That's exciting. Yeah, if Esper has no removal or counter spells, we have a chance. Weird. Weird. I am shocked. I cannot believe it. All right, cut all of our removal except for a couple of these because they finish Planeswalkers and attack. Bring in some cards that have text boxes here. What, Luckers? Silly opponents only drew half their deck. Why do they have all the things? How's everybody's weekend going, by the way? Everybody's gearing up for a good new year. Nothing too exciting here myself. I'm just gonna be around here running the streamathon every day. I'll be here doing some Pioneer into some Arena. Nice, Bandit. A cheese ball with club crackers. Ain't that the best? You say you were a pioneer of the new format. Something like that. I'm hoping to make a historic impact on the format that I am pioneering. Was that too much? Is that a little on the nose? My 3-month-old is learning to play non-control decks by watching your stream, and she's giggling a lot. Arena's good for the small ones. Every time Declan comes in and he sees me playing Magic Online, he asks me to play the other card game. Alright, here's my goat. Bah, bah. Oh, do they have nothing? That's definitely my favorite way to win. Look at that. Look at that double basic island. The blue-red Eldrazi deck was my attempt to make Kozilek's Return pair with Elder Deep Fiend. Crunch. All right, if they continue to have nothing, they are dead next turn. Oh, they gained Dismal Backwater. What a tease. What a tease, Dismal Backwater. Ooh, that's another gate. They have double black now, so I'm kind of assuming that we're gonna see a Murderous Rider here. Yeah, they're dead if they have nothing. And if they have Murderous Rider, Gate Colossus is lethal next turn. Cast Ornithopter, go. Honestly, was trying to check Prime Loot, but you're the only one I watch on Twitch, and Chrome took me here by default, so might as well renew while I'm here. Thanks for the 11 months of support, Welgamir. Really appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me around. Ornithopter could never scare me like that. Oh, Orny. I assume this is dying.
I know my responsibility.
Get to the chopper! To the chopper!
I am not making this up as I go.
Shishisha! Alright, this is my 8-8. The cat came back the very next day. Oh, the cat came back. They thought he was a goner, but he just couldn't stay away, away, away. Hey, hey, hey. It's like scale of 1 to dead. What are we working with here, opponent? What you thinking? What you thinking? Ooh, I like the smell of that. Concede. Concede. Concern. Distortion. Thank you for the 3 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Their blue-black control deck, not so good. Their deck seems a lot better when it's Esper, chat. Mop. Thanks for checking in for the 11th month. Welcome back. I appreciate you keeping me around. We're on the board, chat. Don't call it a comeback. I don't even know what to do with my hands. We want a whole game. We want a whole game. The Abzan Hero deck felt very bad, Ford. Did not feel particularly competitive. Felt both too clunky to deal with the aggressive decks trying to get under us, and felt like it didn't have enough value or play to the board to deal with the decks going over the top. Oh no. Oh no. Feels War of the Spark, man. Feels War of the Spark. I should have made this stupid card symmetrical. Be so much closer to reasonable if it was just symmetrical. We really want them to veto this. That means maybe they won't have a counterspell if we draw a Bonecrusher to stomp this. Now, I think Magic's the original game to have those style of archetypes be defined like that. Bulletproof, Hellboy. Maybe they don't have a counterspell or a removal spell, and Kenny's gonna get to run our set down. Well, you know, worth a shot.
I like a good fight.
So long, Gate Colossus. Hey, Just a Pert. Thank you for the 3 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hope you're having an excellent day wherever you are. Yeah, I'm like not excited to use a mass manipulation for this, but like she's shutting down every other card in my hand. Here's hoping they don't just have another one. It's like play another Narset, we end up in a pretty bad spot.
I'll be back. I won't forget this.
If we draw an untapped land, we're gonna play Krasis. If we draw a non-land or a tapped land, we'll play Guild Summit. Maybe I'm supposed to lead on Prison Realm. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to bait there with Prison Realm. I guess that's not true, because if they don't counter this, I want to draw 4. Yeah, my play's fine here. Sweet. Even if they get to, like, mortify this, I'm still drawing 4 cards, which is, like, all we want. No lands and 4 cards is kind of impressive. They bottoms up there, too. That's good for us. D-Stroke counters Gadwick and Time Wipe, which are both cards that can be good against us.
You're not well. Good for you.
Yeah, no problem. It's a good question. A lot of their stuff doesn't get covered by it. In a post-Hero of Dominaria world, this card's a bit worse here than it used to be. Ain't what she used to be. Do 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 do. Broke, woke, destroke. Land. I think I just ditch a growth spiral here. I left in Ritual Assault. Yeah, I mean, I guess that kills all my threats, huh? I think I'm pretty happy just jam a counterspell here. Means I don't have to discard to hand size, stops them from drawing 2. Or it eats a counterspell out of them, which would also be fine for me. Without Hero of Dominaria in the format, they can't really threaten to, like, untap and slam a bomb. We have 9 lands right now.
Bye-bye.
Let's lead on this. I think I want to Prison Realm Kaya, so that way she can stop hammering my graveyard. She also eventually threatens to kill me with damage, so this is probably worthwhile. I think with 2 Krasis in my hand, I don't need another Guild Summit here. Kind of want to just find a gate for these growth spirals to do stuff with. Opponent getting to scry every turn is a big deal. Well, I think they killed Kenny, chat. That's our second Kenrith too, which is a big deal. Wait, they took one of my 2 Hydroid Krasis? They have another Thought Erasure? Taking one of 2 Krasis seems real loose. Perfect. So I have 12 mana at the moment. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I have 10 mana. I'm gonna play this out as just a 6/6 so I can hold up Stroke, I think. I'm gonna have to discard to hand size anyways. So we hold up Spiral / Stroke. It's pretty likely to die regardless, so... I'm just ditching Growth Spiral at this point. I got 28 cards in my deck. Maybe the second Guild Summit's bad. Yeah, I'm gonna ditch the Guild Summit. Yeah, I guess if they mortify this one, that's probably fine. I think I have enough card advantage here. That's annoying. I'd kind of like to find a 3-mana Teferi of our own just so we can try and lock them out, to try and, like, punk them with Kenrith plus some Rams. We'll see what they do with this and what they do with Hydroid Krasis. Sure. Maybe they just have a counterspell here? How long am I planning to stream for tonight? Probably another half hour or so. As always, the decks I plan to do on the current stream can be found in the stream title. I think it's okay to not send too much at Teferi, just because I do want to hammer their life total down, and I can still kill Teferi next turn with these Bonecrusher Giants. Although this sequencing does allow them to get a time wipe in, which is potentially bad. Especially with Murderous Rider. They know about this Disdainful Stroke. Probably gonna get time wiped in response. Yeah, I think I messed up when I been to the Guild Summit. Losing our only source of card advantage. Yeah, I think my gut instinct of holding on to that in case something happened was probably correct. Should have gone with that. In a pretty bad spot now. Also, very possible I should have prioritized killing the Teferi and holding up the sweeper more, just because a sweeper was something that left us in a really bad spot there, and I just didn't play around it. And I had the tools to play around it. Thanks for the 4 months, Trino. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I think we're just dead at this point. Yeah. They just have infinite resources and we have none. Alright, let's try one more here, but this one's feeling a lot like the rest of the rest of the brews we played in Standard recently, which is just like kind of low powered. Everybody else got new toys in the last few sets, and this one's just like still trying to do the same thing that was barely good enough when it was first around. The power level of Standard has gone up. It's no Jeskai control, that's the truth. Less sets, more power level next year is going to be something like that. Teamer Elementals. Yeah, we played a couple Elemental decks. They're not competitive. Just not good enough. I did not look at your board. I was mostly stuck on your mana base. Which was something. I miss Yarok Field too. I really hope they unsuspend Field of the Dead in Historic. Really missed that. Alright, if we draw an untapped land and get to root, maybe we have a shot, but this is the first matchup that we played, and it just thoroughly dumpstered us. They have Questing Beast here, we just can't win. Just a Fall Iron Knight, deal. Oh, second Regisaur, also just can't win. Alright, I'm gonna concede this, because we already got dumpstered by this deck once. I'm gonna try and find a third different matchup that we haven't played yet. That just doesn't seem winnable. We just don't have the tools to interact with giant 7/6s. I mean, we conceded a match at one point today because I wanted to give a boost to someone who looked like they were trying to make the top 1200. You have to remember that Arena's not really a competitive application. There's only one competitive tournament every month or so. So the threshold for how often you need to do well is real low. This month and the last 2 months all qualified for the same tournament. This deck's been very bad. If I hit a Gateway Plaza here, I can play a 4/4. This is basically a deck where you go third every game when you're on the draw. Nah, Maltmeister, I've been live for almost 9 hours. I'll be back again tomorrow. Plan is to do 8 to 10 hours a day. Right about in the middle of that. Alright. You know what they say, blaze it. If we can't win this game, this matchup's not winnable. This is the most winnable it could possibly be. Drew a blaze right on time. And probably just dead anyways. Alright, 7/7, go. Don't end me swiftly. Well, I mean, that's technically what I asked for, chat. That's technically that's not a swift end. So I would like to applaud my opponent for at least granting my last request. Alright, I'm gonna be done. This deck's real bad. Like most of the brews that we've played, I think there's a good selection of tier 1, tier 1.5 decks in this format. And I think if you're like working within those shells, like if you asked me to list the list of decks that I thought were competitive in this standard format, there's over half a dozen decks on it, right? Like there's red-black knights, and there's blue-red flash, and blue-green flash, and 2 or 3 different oven decks, and which includes like Abzan Doom, and like there's various Cavalier Fires decks that are reasonable. So there's a lot of things that are competitive in this format. These kind of off the beaten path decks, things that aren't on the list of things that have been successful so far. It feels like this format's been beaten enough and defined enough that like the things that aren't good really aren't good. So we've got one we've got one more standard brew here. There's actually a build around submission that I have, I don't know, medium hopes for. Wouldn't be surprised if this just gets run over. So on Monday, we're going to have this for standard as one of the first standard submissions, depending on what gets bumped. But then after that, we're probably going to stick to things that are more in the tier 1 so I can narrow down a choice for the MCQ weekend. Is tutelage up first? Or skipping it again and keeps it first? I don't actually know, Zikta. I need to look and see what the points look like. There were a bunch of donations and cheers today and people using shilling, so the deck queue is going to change a little bit in the next hour or two when I update. If you take a peek at it in a few hours, it'll be updated. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit one quick ad roll as I sign off for the day. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I'll be back tomorrow morning about 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, just like I was today. We're going to do 3 or 4 Pioneer decks to kick the day off. We're going to roll into three or so Historic decks afterwards. So thanks for hanging out, and catch all the rest of you later this week, hopefully. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you missed any today, you can find the replays up on the YouTube channel very shortly.